should the athletes start trying to get the attention of college coaches, and is it ever too late for a D1 recruiting?
How I usually like to answer that is, yesterday would have been better than today, but today is better than tomorrow, as far as when you should get started. It's kind of a catch-22 because a lot of times the recruiting process, especially in sports like football and men's basketball, is pushed off so early. I mean, coaches are looking at kids honestly in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in these sports, especially at the highest levels. So the catch-22 is, by the time an athlete is physically, mentally, emotionally ready to start thinking about getting recruited for college, it's too late for them. A lot of kids, they're going through their life as a young adult, and they got a lot going on. And by the time they get to the beginning of their senior year, they start seriously thinking about playing in college. And it would be great if college coaches would just wait until everyone was a senior and then evaluate them equally and then, recruit the ones that are good. The problem is the coaches are competing against one another, and it's competitive, and they're trying to get an advantage, and they're trying to reach the kid earlier and earlier and earlier. This is becoming such a problem in the last 10 years that the NCAA currently is working on some legislation to try to prevent this early recruiting from happening.
Wow.
There's a couple things they've done to try to curb this, but it's still a big problem. And the problem is that recruiting and evaluation is happening during 7th and 8th grade. And because of that, it's in your best interest to get started as early as possible. Now, I'd be lying to you if I said you have to do something in 8th grade or you're not going to get recruited. But I do think if you do get started around 8th or 9th grade, you can, it's not essential to get recruited, but the great thing about it is it gives you a year or two to understand the process, to learn, to adapt to it. You only get to go through this thing one time. And if you go through it the right way, it can be an awesome and fun process. If you wait too late, it can be rushed and stressful. And, if you make a mistake here in this recruiting process that prevents you from playing college sports, you'll never play college sports again. There's not many 45-year-olds out there running around, playing college sports. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And, getting that education that comes with it, of course, is important. And sometimes sports helps kids get that education. So the point is, it's a really important thing. You want to get it right. So we always encourage athletes to start early so they can learn, they can understand how the process works, so that when the really important time comes, they're ready. Now, the second part of your question was, is it too late for D1 recruiting? And that's where I would probably tell some kids that, there comes a time when most of the Division I spots are full. Kids that go on to actually play Division I sports hear from college coaches at least by their sophomore year, and they're going on visits and getting serious attention from colleges during their junior year.
Wow.
So sometimes it's one of those things people will ask us, like, how do you know if you're a D1 prospect? Well, it's kind of one of those, if you have to ask, then you aren't. Like if you would know, I don't know, the Congress definition of pornography is, if you don't, I don't know how to explain it, but I know it when I see it. It's kind of the same thing with a Division I athlete. I don't really know how to explain what the benchmarks and parameters are, but coaches know them when they see them, and they recruit them early. Now, there's always times when a kid, he grows 6 inches during his senior year and he becomes a Division I prospect. Sure, that happens. But for the most part, if you're not being seriously recruited during your junior year by Division I schools, it's pretty rare that you would eventually go on to be a Division I athlete. Is it ever too late, though? No. There's seniors out there that they want to play and they're passionate about playing. Are there Division I full rides out there for them? Probably not. But are there opportunities to play in college still? If you really want to go after that dream, it's not too late. You might not have as many choices, you might not have as many options, you might not be able to be as picky, but until school starts, until you're enrolled in college, it's not too late. There's always something that you can do to help yourself.
Go to sportsmentaltoughness.com to get your free video training and guided visualization MP3 on how to perform under pressure. I'm Craig Sigl, the Mental Toughness Trainer.